better driver. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. Put your questions in, tell me where you're from, and how many years of experience do you have. Let's talk about, they're in categories. The first category is overcoming anxiety and fear. Why do I freeze up at intersections? This is very common among all drivers, but particularly beginners. A beginner is less than someone with 10 years of experience. So what I need you to do is to remember, come up to the middle of the intersection, yield and check traffic. You have to yield first and check your traffic. Once you do that and it's clear, then you look, check traffic, and then you turn hand over hand into the nearest lane. The nearest lane may be by the double yellow. If you're in a double left turn lane and you're in the first lane, you have to stay in that first lane. If you're in the second lane, you have to stay in that second lane. You're being evaluated on whether or not you yield at traffic and are you safely executing a left-hand turn. So beginners do freeze at intersections, and they are very dangerous for me as a driver's education instructor and you as a beginning driver. Next, driving on highways gives me panic attacks. I do agree. The biggest thing that I see is beginning drivers trying to merge out and they're going too slow. The speed limit is 70, you're at 40. The speed limit is 75, you're at 45 or 50. You want to push that gas pedal to the floor, accelerate up to speed, then you'll be able to merge out. But a lot of beginners are jerking the wheel. They're scared to look over their shoulder. And if you are scared to look over your shoulder, you're going to cut off a car. You're going to cut off a truck. Needless to say, your driving teacher, a road tester, is not going to have confidence in you. So you need to learn how to merge. Also, in a lot of my videos, we drive on service drives. Service drives run parallel to the expressway. This way we can learn how to stop. We can learn how to look over our shoulder and check traffic. We can learn how to judge distance. You need to be able to do 4 things, and we're talking about merging on expressway. You need to be able to get on the ramp. Number 2, you need to be able to judge distance. Number 3, you need to be able to get your speed up. And number 4, you need to be able to execute a blind spot lane change check, such as mirror, turn signal, blind spot, and look over your shoulder. And if you can't execute any of those things, you're going to struggle. Next, I fear crashing while merging. This is normal because you're actually merging out. You're either going to be ahead of cars or behind cars. If you're going to be ahead of them, you got to stay on the gas. If you're going to be behind them, you have to stay on the gas. The biggest thing I see, beginners lift their foot off the gas pedal. We're at about 45, getting ready to get us about 50, and then the speed drops down to 30. Now we're in panic mode. Everyone in the car is panicked. I look at you, you look at me, and we're going 35 in a 70 mile per hour zone. So you have to learn to trust yourself, accelerate up to speed, and I want to highlight your success. Good teachers talk about success. They never talk about negativity. They never compare you to anyone. It's you merging onto the expressway, getting up to speed, and making a good decision. You really need to lean in on your instructor. I'm a very social instructor, as you've seen from a lot of my videos. And if you ask those questions, I'll try to give you examples to help you. Where some instructors are quiet, some instructors talk too much, and some instructors don't give you any advice or support. I try to give you support because I understand you're learning, and it's very difficult to pick up those elements, whether you're 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 67, 77, or 87. Good instructors are always trying to make you better. And whenever you take the time to listen to my content, I'm always trying to make you better. Next, what can I do if I can't parallel park? Well, we're going to have to go to a downtown area and practice. Downtown New York. downtown Detroit, Michigan, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California, where we have those high volumes of traffic, and literally you have about 10 to 15 seconds. You've got to pull your car up, you got to reverse back, you turn your wheel all the way to the right, the rear will go in at a 45 angle. Once you pass the car, you turn the wheel back. Most of you should be able to parallel park with those instructions. What I normally see is beginners are turning the wheel too fast. You get really close to the parked car. You'll sideswipe the car. Or you back in too fast and you hit the curb. It does take practice. And if your instructor, your coach, is not taking time to practice with you and show you what to do, you won't learn how to parallel park. And for an instructor standpoint, we are setting you up for failure, because a lot of times your parents will not focus on parking. They just want to see if you can drive, we didn't get hit, you have vehicle control. But because I'm an instructor, I'm going to look at every single nuance. Do you have good speed control? Are you looking ahead at traffic? Do you have control of your vehicle? Are you going 45 in a 25 mile per hour zone? Do you see brake lights but you're still on the gas? You have to be able to do a minimum of 4 things at one time. And most of you who are watching this are beginners. Some of you are 20 years in, 30 years in, and great. And then share that experience. Leave those comments. Let me know how many years you've been driving, right? Next, will I ever stop sweating during the test? No. You're going to sweat because someone is evaluating you. I'm evaluating you. What all instructors have, we have a clipboard. And we are writing down things you need to work on, things you struggle with, and good instructors will give you a checklist. They will say, what do you need to work on? I need to work on my speed control. I'm not really good at turns. And then they will give you a list of things to improve on. And if you look at my content and you need to, you're going to see me evaluating, breaking these elements down, such as better speed control, looking left, looking right, observational skills, analyzing the environment. Are you in a school zone? Are you in a neighborhood? Are you in a major thoroughfare? Are you in a downtown area? That will dictate how fast or slow you drive. That will dictate your defensive driving skill set. That will dictate your speed control. And if you don't understand any of the things I'm saying, you need to be looking at my videos. Next, beginner mistakes. There are about 5. We're going to go over beginner mistakes right now. Number 1, I forget to turn signal. This is true. A lot of beginners forget to use their turn signal. This causes confusion. The driver behind us, a question mark comes up. The driver behind them, a question mark comes up. It's really very dangerous. If you don't use your turn signal, we're probably going to get rear-ended, because drivers don't know what you're doing. All the videos that I've made, you all see most drivers, about 70%, not using turn signals. We will rear-end someone. And because you're on that probationary period, if you rear-end someone, you won't get your permit. You won't pass your test. Do you really think I want you to not pass your test? Of course not. I want you to pass your test. So you need to be listening to me. You need to be asking questions. You need to be learning from your mistakes. And if you're not learning, a mistake would be you had your blinker on too early and a truck pulled out in front of us. This just happened to us 5 minutes ago. My learner had on his blinker too early. There was a truck in a private driveway. They pulled out right in front of us. Now, I could have told him your blinker's on too early, but I'm actually driving for him. So at one point, you need to learn to drive on your own, under control. So he's got to learn when to use his blinker. If you turn it on too early, you confuse other drivers. Example, the truck pulled out in front of us and my learner almost hit him. If you turn it on too late, cars behind us almost rear-end us. So it's 100 feet or half a block. Next, why do I keep stalling my car? Because you keep lifting your foot off of the clutch or pushing it in too early and you don't have clutch control. So you need to practice using your clutch. You need to practice shifting your gears. You need to practice coming to a stop, pushing your foot in, and shifting it into neutral. These are things you must do because I've taught beginners who are driving manuals. It is no different than driving automatics. You have to manage your clutch control because the car will jerk back and forth, back and forth, and literally you'll fail your test. You'll lose points. So you need to develop clutch control. Also, in an automatic, you need to learn when to slow down sooner so you don't slam brakes. And that's what beginners do. If we're coming up to a stop line, and you need to really look at my videos, we have to stop at the stop line or stop bar. We stop. We don't want to block the crosswalk. Those are those two skinny lines. That's where pedestrians walk. Now, after we've stopped and there are no pedestrians, we can go up, check traffic. If it's clear, then make a right. But beginners don't look to the left. What's going to happen? We're going to pull out in front of a car. You're going to fail your test because beginners don't judge distance and speed very well. Again, my driver almost got hit by a car because he or she, they're not looking to the left, and this is me looking to the left, looking. And if you don't do this, you're going to get killed. You're going to get hit. You're going to fail your test. You're going to scare your mom and dad. You're going to frustrate yourself and your driving coach. Why would you do that? Well, I didn't know I'm supposed to look to my left. You have to look to your left. You have to look to your right. And if you don't do those small, simple elements, you're going to get hit by oncoming traffic. A pedestrian is going to walk in front of you. So you really need to understand my perspective as your teacher, teaching all of you wherever you are in the world, the UAE, the UK, the United States, Mississippi, Florida, Texas, Alabama, Detroit. It really doesn't matter. And where are all of you from? All of you need to type in, hey, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from the UAE. Wherever you're from, type it in so I know who I'm talking to, where you're from. How many years have you been driving? Are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate? Are you an advanced? Are you a truck driver? Are you an EMS worker? Because each of you have different experiences that will help the whole community. And speaking on community, I put in a lot of questions and I need you to answer those questions. Okay, let's continue. I panic when I see red lights. Common. And going through intersections. Beginning drivers start slowing down. The speed limit is 50. You slow down to 35. We're getting ready to get hit. Why? Beginning drivers are scared the light's going to change. And as a result, two things will happen. You're going to have a light that will change to red. We're running a red light. We're now in violation. Or two, we're slamming brakes, trying to stop. I need to teach you if the light's yellow, and you can stop in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003, you should be able to stop smoothly. That's the hardest thing for beginners to learn because they're so scared that light is going to change on them, and in many cases it does. Example, the speed limit was 50. We're driving at 38 miles an hour. What happened? My student had to make a hard decision. What is a hard decision? You're going to have to run the light or slam brakes. I don't want to be in those situations. You should not want to be in those situations. You really need to listen to me and look at these videos. If you're slowing down at intersections, you're going to do three things. You're going to have to run the light, ticket, slam brakes, get rear-ended, or three, you're going to make a poor decision. A car's in the middle making a left, a pedestrian. So I try to eliminate these things by forcing you to have good speed control. If the speed limit is 50, you need to drive at 50. If the speed limit is 45, you need to drive at 45. If the speed limit is 55, you need to drive at 55. But because you are a beginning driver, You don't do that. You're so nervous, you drive under speed. So you really need to understand why your teachers are doing this. I live in Illinois. I'm a beginning driver. Well, this is for you. You need to be looking at all my videos. And this session, this test session, will help you understand how to pass your test, how to have a successful driving experience, because I'm a state certified driving instructor, and I'm going to tell you what instructors look for. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing. So when you finally get into the car, you're going to be more calm, more relaxed, less anxiety. Okay, let's keep going. Next, I didn't check my blind spot. That's one of the next biggest hazards. Let's pretend we're making a lane change to the left. Mirror, turn signal, which you should hear, blind spot. If you don't check your blind spot, you're cutting off a car. Dangerous. If I tell you make a lane change to the right, mirror, turn signal, blind spot. If you don't check your blind spot, you just cut off a car. If you can't properly execute that, what is a proper execute? It's a quick glance to the right. It's a quick glance to the left without jerking the wheel. A lot of beginners grab the wheel and they turn. You're going to lose control of the car. You're going to scare your road tester, your coach, your parents, and then you won't drive. What I need you to do is put your chin to your shoulder, your chin to your shoulder. Don't be scared to check your blind spots. You have to confirm that there is no car. The blind spot is between your back door, near where your back bumper is. But I have blind spot mirrors, negative. You have to look over your shoulder and check your blind spot. And in some cases, they'll tell you make a lane change to the left, you look over your right shoulder. They'll tell you make a lane change to the right, you look over your left shoulder. So beginning drivers forget, listen to me, beginning drivers forget their left and right shoulder. Know your left and right. Parking lots confuse me. They are very confusing. They have arrows that go straight down, arrows that go straight up. You need to make sure you're going down the right section of the parking lot, because there are arrows. I take students to schools, to malls, to colleges, to universities. Why? To do parking. You need to be able to learn how to stall park. Pull into a stall, turn on your blinker, turn hand over hand, pull in. Remember, we're in North America. A lot of you would say, well, hand over hand is wrong. Based upon the National Highway Safety Transportation, hand over hand is fine. We're doing low speed maneuvers. We know there's an airbag in the middle of the steering wheel. You need to be able to control your vehicle and be able to park, be able to pull into a driveway. So we practice at all these areas going up and down the aisles, which I had a lot of videos on. You need to watch these to teach you to cover your brake, scan left, scan right, to watch for kids, cars, and people. So you have to practice in parking lots. You have to practice in parking lots. You have to practice in parking lots. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. Let's show this algorithm that, hey, this instructor is really pushing out good content, and let's really trigger a global response. So I need some more thumbs up. Next, passing the driving test. What the examiner really looks for. I'm looking for you to have good knowledge. I'm looking for you to have, thank you. I'm looking for you to feel comfortable in the car. I'm looking for you to have good speed control. I'm looking for you to really analyze the environment. Example, downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. It doesn't matter what area you're in. Cover your brake. You have people who are delivering products. You have pedestrians who are walking across the street. You have people who are walking when your light's green. They're still walking in front of you. Use common sense. Cover your brake. Take your time. I'm looking for you to analyze the environment. If you're going up to a roundabout, are you slowing down or are you going in at 40? And if you're going in at 40, two things are going to happen. You're not going to be able to look to the left. You're going to get hit to the left. you're going to hit the median and you'll fail. So you have to control your vehicle. In the beginning, your instructors tell you what to do, they show you what to do, you see driver's education videos, but around drive 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you have to start mastering those driving elements. Scanning, using your blinker, being a defensive driver, vehicle control, making good decisions at lights. If the light just turned yellow, and if you can slow down safely in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, you need to do it. Or are you running through every yellow light? And if you're going to start doing that, I'm going to pull you over to the side, terminate, and have you get in the back seat. Because we don't want to build habits of you feeling really comfortable running lights. That is very dangerous. Next, let's keep going. I failed because of speeding. This is true. A lot of beginners speed on their road test. And if you are speeding, learning how to drive, and if your parents are late, your mom speeds because she's late, your dad speeds because she's late, your older sibling speeds, you're going to learn, hey, speeding is okay. Speeding is not okay because you're going to leave later, putting pressure on yourself, and you're going to blow through that red light. You're going to go 35 in a 25 school zone. You're going to drive 35 in a 25 residential. You're going to go 75 in a 65 expressway. You're going to go 85 in a 75 expressway situation. So if you learn how to speed at a young age, you're going to think speeding is normal. It is not normal. So slow and steady is successful. You'll make more lights. It may take a few more minutes, but that's okay. I'd rather have you be a few minutes late, be right on time, instead of speeding. That's one of the biggest things I see. And I had a young lady whose mom had a Cobra Mustang, supercharger, 5-speed, nitrous drag radial. She was driving 60 in a 25 mile per hour zone neighborhood. I said, you have to I'm sorry, my mom drives fast. That's all I said, slow down, please. And then we were good. So take your time. Good instructors will teach you. Yes, mom and dad, you have to teach them. Beginning drivers don't know what to do. And if your instructor, mom or dad, is not teaching your son or daughter and telling them, excuse me, and telling them what they did right, what they did wrong after each drive, you're getting your money wasted. What I do after every single drive, I come up, talk to the parents. I talk to the guardians. Hey, your son had great speed control today. We need to work on parallel parking. Your daughter was very hesitant merging out on the expressway. Your daughter did a great job of the weave lane, not weave in terms of hair, weave in terms of merging out, emerging behind cars. Good instructors give good feedback. I'm a good instructor because I give good feedback to all of you. And that's what you want. Can I talk to the examiner? The examiners will tell you what to do. I need you to make a right. I need you to make a left. Some examiners are more talkative. Some are very quiet. I tend to be more social in the car, learning about you, helping you, guide you, because I want you to be successful. If I see you struggling at vehicle control, I'm going to tell you. If I see you struggling at getting up to speed control, I'm going to tell you. I have trouble with my foot being wet the first time. So what I need you to do is make sure your shoes are dry, because your foot can slip off the brake. Your foot can slip off the gas. You want to pivot your right foot. Your left foot goes to the dead pedal. I'm assuming you're driving an automatic. If you're driving a manual, you use your left foot to push in the clutch. Once you push in the clutch, you are shifting, pulling your shifter down to second, putting your shifter up to third, fourth, or fifth. It really depends, but you have to have good vehicle control. You have to have comfortable shoes on. Converse are good. I'm not sponsored. Crocs are nice. I'm not sponsored. Heavy shoes, Timberlands, work boots, not what we need. Okay, tip, mirror, blinker. Yes, you always want to check behind you. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Whatever method you use to feel comfortable, execute that. Hey Jay, how are you? It's nice to see you. I know it's been a while since you've been on. Enjoy. Build those habits. Next, driving at night makes me scared. You should be scared. It's harder to see at night. Headlights are blinding you. You have a lot of glare. Your windshield is dirty. Your headlights are dirty. If you don't take the time to clean your windows, clean your headlights. If your car's more than 10 years old, consider getting some fresh headlights. I am not sponsored by Sylvania Silverstar, but if I was, I would recommend those headlights because they are about 30% brighter than your traditional original equipment manufacturer's headlights. Go ahead and buy those, but they cost $35. So what? They cost $45. So what? You want to be able to see at night. And remember, I'm an instructor. One of the most difficult things for me is teaching people how to drive at night. My first driving lesson this Sunday, I need new headlights. If you can, buy them, go up to the auto parts store, they will put them in. I'm in the Midwest. It's warm today. It's about 56 degrees. It's a lot nicer. Over the past week, it's been 25 degrees, 16 degrees. If you can, go over to the auto parts store. I have a Honda. Those Hondas are nice vehicles, very reliable. You have to look at your headlights, and if they're a little bit dim, what year is your Honda? And if those headlights are a little bit dim, change them. Make sure your windshield is clean. Get a lint-free towel. Spray the inside with some glass cleaner. 2016, that's not bad. Spray the outside. Clean that windshield. Clean your headlights. You'll be surprised how much clearer you can see. It's called visual acuity, how well you can see. Next, rain makes me anxious. This is correct. Rain throws off beginning drivers. It's hard to see. You have the water kicking up. If you don't have good windshield wiper blades, your windshield will streak and smear, and it's hard to see. These are maintenance items that a lot of beginning drivers fail to change. When you really need them, your headlights don't work good. Your windshield wiper blades don't work good. You don't have windshield washer solvent. So you need to do those maintenance things. Yes, you're right. You need to do those maintenance things when the weather's good. And most automotive shops will put them in for you, free of charge. And you need to learn how to change your headlights. Put on a windshield wiper blade. Put in antifreeze. Put in windshield washer solvent. I can't handle aggressive drivers. They are out here. We got cut off 5 times today. Me teaching beginning drivers. My drivers are going 5 under, 10 under, going slow into the turns. People are not patient. They're very aggressive. What do I mean? They'll just cut in front of us. What do I need you to do? Back off. When you see a student driver, back off. Leave us alone. Get out of our way. But so many people don't. Sorry I'm raising my voice, but I'm really fed up with how people treat us. And think of it. I could be driving your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad, your uncle recovering from anxiety, your auntie recovering from anxiety. People are not patient. Example, how one learner builds assertiveness through role-playing situations. I try to take you through situations to help you grow, to teach you that most drivers don't really treat other drivers like crap. Some do. They're in a hurry. They don't use blinker. They cut us off, slam brakes, and they set us up for failure. Failure is you going through a light. Failure is you having an accident. Failure is you going too fast and speeding. You have to be patient. But unfortunately, a lot of people right now in this world are not patient. Jay, where are you from? Are you from the United States? Are you from the Midwest? Where are you from? Next, a lot of beginners, how do I stop gripping the wheel? That's one thing that beginners do. They'll grip that wheel so hard that they can't turn. You've got to trust yourself. And I try to have you drive for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you start to relax. You start to take your time. You start to feel comfortable. But if your instructor is not allowing you to kind of settle, USA facts, if your instructor, he or she, is not allowing you to calm down, you're never going to be in a relaxed state. You're always going to be tense and nervous. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to relax. Breathing techniques are good. Relaxation is good. The thought of failing keeps me awkward or stressed. We do think about failing. We do think about, what if I fail? It is in the back of people's minds. I do believe that. So what you need to do is think of positive situations. You will pass. You will be able to turn. You will be able to parallel park. You will be able to merge. You will be able to do a three-point turnaround. Part of my job is building your confidence. And through these videos that all of you need to be watching, it's about confidence. Can you parallel park? I saw it in the video. Can you merge on the freeway? I saw it in the video. Can you do a three-point turnaround? I saw it in the video. Can you master left-hand turns? I saw it on the video. And by me being a certified instructor, narrating, videoing, giving you the real feedback, unbiased, you're going to really learn. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. You're really going to learn how to pass and how to feel comfortable. It's not always pretty. Sometimes people have to slam brakes. The light just changed red. You have to stop. Or you're merging on an expressway and there's a semi-truck behind us. Please push the gas to the floor. This is me telling you, please push the gas to the floor. We're at 50, the speed limit is 75. A semi-truck is coming. Push the gas pedal to the floor and don't let up. Sometimes beginners freeze. Next, real life driving situations and scenarios. A car cuts me off. Get used to it. Cars will cut us off. We got cut off 4 times today. Don't expect people to be nice, but look for niceness in people. Drivers will cut you off because we're too slow. We don't use a blinker. They're in a hurry. Their inability to control their own emotions. I don't overanalyze why people cut us off, but I see it as lack of caring, lack of putting and having empathy, right? Turning frustration into a learning moment. I try to do that. Next, I struggle with roundabouts. Who doesn't? Usually my beginning drivers are going too fast. They don't check to the left. A car is coming and I'm saying, can you look to the left, please? And they're like, by then it's too late. So I have to squeeze the brake. So I try to teach you, you need to look before you get here. If you look when you're there, it's too late. Beginning drivers don't scan and look around enough. You've got to look. Well, what do you mean look? You're in a neighborhood. You should be looking down to the end of the block. You should be looking to, I see kids playing. I see people playing basketball. You're driving into a roundabout. I see cars who are going around fast, no blinkers, and not yielding. Excuse me. You owe it to yourself to learn the right way. And your good instructors will teach you, help you, guide you, tell you, and show you. And then it's up to you to say, okay, I think I know what to do. Can you show me? Can we go through this maneuver again? Your instructor should turn that car around and you go back into that roundabout. Some instructors, oh, we'll do it later, or I'll give you a minus right now. If you don't understand something, you need to ask questions. Next, my car stalls on a hill. I've had that happen when driving manuals. Hopefully my instructor does that on Sunday. Hopefully they will. Look at my videos. Pay attention to this session right now because I'm giving you real life examples. Jay, if you're on a hill and your car stalls out, you might have to start it up again. When you're at the top of the hill, your car will pause. When you're going downhill, you might need to lift your foot off the gas. If you're going uphill, you're going to have to push the gas to get up because gravity's pulling you up or pulling you down. Gravity's pulling you down because you have to fight gravity going up, so you're going to have to push that gas pedal. My car hits the curb. I'm sorry, family, if you hit the curb, it's automatic failure because I'm preparing you for the road test. If you hit the curb, you're going to damage the car, and it's automatic failure. So a driver's ed car is not a toy. This is not a toy car where we can hit curbs, we can bounce off of houses. This is real. And your instructor should give you a pathway to success. Well, what do you mean? They should tell you, okay, we're going to near the curb. I need you to turn the wheel to the opposite direction. When you're parallel parking, they should open the door and check. You've seen some of my shorts where I say, hey, my driver's ed instructor is crazy or funny. We are backing back. We're turning hand over hand to the right. We're going at a 45 angle. And then I open the door and say, pass! You want to be 12 inches or less away from the curb. If you're more than 12 inches, you're going to get a ticket. If you're less than 12 inches to hit the curb, you're going to get a ticket and fail. So you need to know what the instructor, what is required in the test. Ask your instructor. Ask the examiner. Don't be scared. There are some really good content creators in the UK. They're simply sit in the car and make a face. I'm totally different than that. No hate, no shame. You need to tell. Now remember, I'm teaching teens and young adults. The other instructors in the UK, they're teaching 22, 25, 27. The knowledge test in the UK is different than the United States. It's not any harder. Yes, UK brothers and sisters, but they really emphasize the learner made 3 minuses. I show you what you did wrong. Your videos definitely help me. Thank you. I want to build your confidence. Every instructor is different. My focus here in the United States is teaching adults, is teaching teens. The focus in the UK is more on the theory part. We have roundabouts just like that in the UK. We have major thoroughfares. We have a windscreen. That's your windshield. Okay, so every instructor is a little bit different. That's why maybe some of you like me better than a different instructor. My face, my examples, the card, the funny things I say, because you can identify with me. And then I give you enough content through us talking in the car right now, through me in a testing session, through me with the night driving video, morning driving video, afternoon rush hour driving video. You're really able to say, wow, that video really helped me. I need to be in the middle lane. I shouldn't be to the right. Everyone is different. We go on the interstate. In the UK, they're not on the interstate. We go on a lot of roundabouts. They go on roundabouts too. We do the variety of driving: downtown areas, rural areas, urban city, suburban areas, and then we practice to prepare you for the test. Next, my heart races at 4-way stops. Whose heart does not race? My heart races too. I'm praying, are you going to stop? I'm saying this to myself. You have to stop and remain motionless a minimum 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, and 1003. You pause. You look left, right, left. If we're the first car here, we're the first car to go. That's another area where learners fail. They struggle because you're just so excited or you're impatient. You have to stop. Thank you for the thumbs up. You have to look. And if I don't see you looking left and right, I'm marking you down. And when I tell you to look left and right, you should be making a mental note of this. There are 2 types of drivers. Drivers who think they know everything. They're going to crash. I don't want to drive with you. Or drivers who want to learn everything. I like the second driver better because I'm going to give you real life examples. If you work hard for me, I'm going to work hard for you. Next, we talk about road safety tips. Always check your blind spots. But as a beginning driver, you're going to make a lane change to left, mirror, turn signal, but you don't look over your shoulder. You just got off a car, minus, or an accident, or you failed your road test. Making a lane change to your right. Mirrors, inside mirror, outside mirror, turn signal, look over your shoulder. If you don't execute those maneuvers, you will fail your test. How simple can I make that? How clear can I make that? But you as a learner, you're nervous. You look over the wrong shoulder. You get embarrassed. Your mama's in the car. Your dad's in the car. Other people in the car. We want to make sure you learn through consistent training over and over and over. You will make mistakes. This is why it takes a patient person, a kind person, a person who cares more about others than themselves, and that's me, to help you. It takes a lot of energy to make these videos. It takes a lot of energy to show you real life because it is very dangerous because cars run lights. People have accidents. 2 weeks ago, a 79-year-old lady ran a light and lost her life. She got hit by a semi-truck. Should she have been driving? We don't know. Was she on medication? We don't know. But she ran a light on a major thoroughfare and got hit by a semi-truck and died at the scene. Why am I telling you this? Not to scare you, but to let you know it's real out here. And a lot of instructors don't say that. They don't show you that. You see cars run lights, you see cars not use blinkers, and I want to show you that. Next, we always talking about beginners not or forgetting to use blinkers. It happens. You have to use your blinker because you in the beginning phase, you're learning, you're overwhelmed. You need to do 4 things: process speed of the car, the volume of traffic, your blinker, and your mental state. So there's a lot of things going on. So I try to be as quiet as possible, but give you a tip. And I'm really getting into the dynamics of teaching someone how to drive so you can make your own decision. Well, my instructor's pretty good, or my instructor sucks. You will see this, but you need to learn what to look for. That's why my videos are so valuable. What if I lose control in the rain? It's called hydroplaning. Lift your foot off the gas. Gradually have good speed control. Look for dry patches on the road, driving the tracks of other cars. Stop going at the speed limit when it's raining outside. Drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. Seatbelt, simple but life-saving. When you come into the car, the first thing you need to do is put on your seatbelt. And if you're not going to put on your seatbelt, you're not ready to go. And I try to tell you this all the time, and seatbelt is on. That's the first thing I need you to do. And if you don't do that, you're not ready to drive. And if I have to tell you that, then you don't need to be in the car. There's so many things I need to remember, driving teacher. There's so many things you need to understand. So this is why when I go over the classroom portion, you need to be taking notes. You need to be understanding. And if this is something you want me to get into greater detail on, let's put yes into the chat. We can do a virtual classroom session. I could set it up, and then we could really learn. Changing lanes. These are advanced maneuvers. Changing lanes stress me out. Merging stresses me out. This is true. This stresses your driving teacher, this stresses you out and other drivers because you're merging too slow. The number one reason is if the speed limit is 50, you're going 35. If the speed limit is 55, you're going 38. You're moving too slow. Get your speed up, mirror, turn signal, blind spot, and accelerate through that lane change. A lot of beginners put their foot on the brake, which is normal. By me telling you these things, you're going to think about me when you're taking your test. You're going to think about me when you're going through and doing your practice sessions. Highway exits confuse me. They are confusing. You as a beginner need to look ahead, plan early. I try to get you in the correct lane early, about a mile before. We need to look at guide signs. The fact is, beginning drivers either signal too late, you carry too much speed on the ramp, or you signal too early and you go too slow. It's one or the other. Very few drivers get it right the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time, but that 6th, 7th, 8th time, you're going to learn. So your instructor needs to be getting you on more than 3 times. Next, I keep missing limit lane change signs. A lot of beginners go too fast, 3 or 4 miles over, or too slow, 3 or 4 miles under. The difference when you look at my videos, I'm going to explain it. And then you need to control your vehicle. Vehicle control is one of the things that beginning drivers miss. If it's 25 in a residential, I need to see you driving 20. If you're in a school zone, I need to see you driving 15. Kids are excited. They're ready to go see their favorite teacher. They're ready to go see people they've missed. Slow down. Why are you driving fast? Encouragement and motivation. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. I was once a beginner. Well, tell me what it was like. I was very nervous making left turns. I would go too far up. I was very nervous parking. I was scared I was going to go over the curb. I was very nervous merging out onto the expressway. I was going too slow. I was nervous driving with my dad, and I would go too fast with my mom because my dad, pick up. I was driving too slow. I was going too fast with my mom. So I had to find a spot in the middle. What if I encounter road rage? You will, every single day. Because us as beginning drivers, we have a target. That's the driver's ed sign on top of the car. And that makes people very angry, very anxious. They are looking at us as a excuse, reason, or failure. And a lot of times they take out their frustration on us. Small wins build confidence. What does this mean? If you're able to make a good right-hand turn, hand over hand into the neighborhood, you should be able to make a good right-hand turn on a major thoroughfare. If you're ready to make a good right-hand turn on a major thoroughfare, we're going to get you on a multi-lane road. We want to build that confidence gradually over time. You are not alone in this. You're not alone. I try to show you beginning drivers, middle drivers, end drivers, older drivers, young drivers, distracted drivers, night drivers, so you can kind of see the whole perspective. Show you the classroom portion. I do test prep, so you're really getting a whole perspective. And if God is willing, we'll have that Tesla, and then I'll really be able to give you newer technology, newer coaching, what other drivers see. So if we can really focus this thing for 2025 and I can get a grant, we're going to introduce a Tesla on the channel. I'll probably start a new channel, and then we'll really make those videos based around the Tesla technology, smart driving technology, EV technology, and then you'll be able to really grow and advance. Driving anxiety doesn't define you. What does this mean? We all have panic attacks. If I was in downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California, downtown Chicago, Illinois, I would panic. Unfamiliar with the area, I got lost, I'm on a one-way, my gas is low, my battery's low. We all have anxiety. So I want you to know this. And a lot of people play up that fear of anxiety. It's a normal part of the process. So I want you to enjoy the journey, and I want you to really look at my videos and leave comments. I take time to read all your comments, and then I will write back with a heartfelt comment. I want to say thank you all. Look at this, watch my videos, and leave some comments. Bye.